Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's wonderful Thursday episode of...
Are you serious?
Yeah, you're going to do it right now.
Said?
Oh,
Is that what you said?
Thursday's episode.
That's not how you got. You gotta bring big. You gotta bring big.
I was
energy.
trying to do like an intro to sit,
Oh.
and then you'd be like, sit on something. It was like a whole thing.
Alright.
Okay, we're going to start again, okay? Cut. Here we go. All right. Hi, guys. Welcome to another wonderful Thursday of boxing here with, the studio here, or center, sorry, here in Kitchener. Let's bring in the one and only Sid Vanderpool.
Welcome to the Sid and Sonia Show, live from the Sid Studios here in Kitchener, Ontario, coming at ya. All right.
Was that better?
That was great.
Okay.
That was great. How's everyone feel today? Today's a special day, a very special day.
It's because it's Boxing Day?
It's Boxing Day.
I'm getting so good at this. Slowly but
On
surely.
cue. What day is it? Boxing Day.
It's Thursday.
Oh, we got.
This morning, last night, I was like, can you get me a shirt? Can you find this? Can you find that?
Did he?
No.
No.
I still love him though.
This is because he aged.
No.
How old is this guy?
He doesn't.
Like 32? I don't know. This is creepy.
It is. We don't age.
It's the scribe of water, yes.
Yeah.
All right. Hollywood Domenic Filane.
Hey guys, great to be here. Great to be here, finally.
I know. Yeah. Awesome to see you.
That's my
So,
pleasure to be here.
The last time, do you know when the last time I saw Dominic in person was?
Oh, I don't. Oh, do you know? Okay, I'm going to guess
No.
yours.
All right,
You're
you-
going to guess mine.
Okay.
Okay. Yours was at least a year and a half ago.
Why do you say that?
Because you said, did you know the last time I saw Dominic? And it was like it was a long time ago thing.
You know what? It might have been 2 years ago.
That was my.
Yeah,
I should have gone with that.
He was dropping off his son at school.
I remember, and he stopped.
He stopped by his whole family to say hello, which was so amazing. It was so great. How many years ago was that? Was that 2?
That was 2 years ago, yes.
Yeah, it was 2 years ago. Yeah.
I was lucky enough to run into Dominic
a fight
in
show.
November
At a fight show.
at a fight show. Yeah, Band of Brothers.
All right, and
Wilcox.
Dominic, this fight show. So who are you supporting? Why did you show up at this professional boxing event?
The promoter, Mark Irwin, he texted me and said, hey, we want you there. We'd love to have you and some of your Olympic friends with you. And I said, I'm on my way.
Yeah.
14 hours later, we showed up in a
I
car.
love that.
Nice.
I love that. Are you coming in to the next one in Brantford on May 6th?
I'm not 100% sure, but we have my brother lives in Brantford South, so it's a very, very easy venue for me to get to.
Well, I hope to see you there.
I hope to be there, and great to see you again.
Nice. I got so many questions for Dominic. But first, I guess we should kind of let the viewers know who Dominic is.
Sure.
How many Canadian national titles have you won?
10.
10. That's right.
Right.
That's why.
Do you see where I'm going? Do
Yeah,
you see
yeah.
my pattern?
Yeah. That's why Mandy was like, I need 11, because
Yeah.
she had to be Dominic.
I met Mandy at the
So I was like,
Bradford Cup, and she was with Rick Cadilla, and Rick introduced me to her, and the first thing she says is, I'm going to break your record.
That's crazy.
And I
Crazy.
looked at her and said, who's this kid? And I just kept watching her ever since, and she did. She kept going, and it was quite an honor to meet her and see where she went in her boxing career. So it was cool experience.
Yeah, good focus. So, and your weight class, what weight did you compete at?
I was in
Get this.
106-pound category, 48 kilos.
But did you see like some of the photos and stuff that I got to steal from Dominic, because you know how I love to steal people's photos.
Yeah.
But he was a smaller guy.
Yeah. And
What's wrong with that?
I tell you, the discipline, because we trained together at Atlas.
Yeah.
And okay, when I think about Dominic Filane, all I think about is a red sauna suit, a red Le Caf sauna suit.
Still have it.
So 80s, I love it.
Red Le Caf sauna suit, man.
Still have it.
Like,
Making
you?
weight was the hard part. That was the hard part, making the weight.
That was the
Fighting was
fight.
easy. Fighting was
Yeah,
easy.
that was the fight.
And I want to apologize now, Sid, in case I was mean to you back then when I was making weight, because the little guys, we make weight and we feel like we're 6 feet tall and bulletproof, and we say some stuff to you guys that can eat and walking around with no weight problems. So I apologize.
No.
Now, 20 years later.
You know what, though? No, you were always a gentleman, always just focused. I mean, I learned a lot from watching you and the discipline that you showed in the gym day in and day out, because you couldn't slack off, because, I mean, you had to be focused in order to make that weight and put the work in.
Yeah.
Give some young people here, so in terms of cutting weight and being on weight, what are some tips on how to stay on weight and how to make weight that, from your career?
Well, staying on weight, I'm not an expert on that, because I was always, 120, 125 pounds walking around. I would diet to try and get it down to about 115 to 113 pounds. Then it came time to cutting the weight. And that's where that's where the game begins. And it's a lot of the sauna suit work. We work out 3-4 times a day to make that weight. So it wasn't just your one day in the gym working out. You really had to keep focused. And it was all water loss. I mean, it was something that I was 106 pounds for about 30 seconds. Once I stepped on that scale, as soon as I got off, there was water in my bag. There was Coke in my bag. There was some sort of liquid to bring me back up. But cutting weight, it's a dangerous game, and I'm finding that out now. Nowadays, I wouldn't, knowing what I know now, I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. But, I mean, we had a few close calls with, cramping up and things along those lines. But, so I stress now that stay close to where you're supposed to be, and things will be a lot better.
It's good. You learn from your experience, and then you can pass on, right? And that's a gift.
Yeah.
Tell me about the weight cut. Tell me about a memorable weight cut where you stepped on the scale and you were like, I don't know if we're gonna make it, but you made it. Like, was there one event where you're like, I just don't know if we're gonna make it, and you stepped on the scale and you made it, or maybe you didn't? Tell me about one memorable moment.
I'm really hoping one of them is not like at the Olympics. No, they're being like, oh God, am I gonna make it? I really hope this is not where this is going.
Breathe out. Okay.
The one was Canada Cup, and I can remember this like it was yesterday. We woke up that morning. I was supposed to have slept off the 800 grams. I should have slept off 800 grams, which we normally do. I got up in the morning. I was still 800 grams. So panic stuck in. It doesn't seem like a lot, but that's like 1.5 pounds to a guy that is already dehydrated. I mean, we're so dry, we can't even spit. And so Adrian says, okay, we're going to go for a run. So got all dressed up, got the sauna suits on, the toques. This was June, I think, June or July. So it wasn't toque weather. And went for an hour run. Went to the change room, and there was a sauna there. So Adrian says, I'll go in the sauna and get undressed. In the sauna, you'll get some more weight off. So I went in, stayed a little bit, started taking the stuff off. Went to push the door to get out, and the door wasn't opening. So I look out the little, the square window.
Yeah.
I look out the square window, and Adrian's reading the Ottawa Sun, sitting with his back towards the sauna door. So he left me there for about another 5 minutes, which seemed like hours.
Yeah.
So then we got out, and we went right to the scale because we were running out of time, and I was about 1 pound under. And that was the greatest. I've never been 1 pound under my whole boxing career. I was so mad. But I got on the scale, and it was like Christmas morning. It was like, wow, 1 pound under. So that's the scale story for me.
That's a great scale story. Oh my gosh. And so many of the viewers, they would not know the Canada Cup.
No.
I was just coming in at the end of the Canada Cup, but I know you're a historian of boxing, and I have heard about like the Canada Cup. who are some of the people who have competed at the Canada Cup? Like there's, like I know Chris Bird. Like they were like the Canada Cup was a big deal.
Yeah, it was a huge deal back in the day. I mean, we'd have Russia would come, every country, Colombia, Scotland. Paul Weir was there. He was a world champion later on in the pros. I'm pretty sure one of the Klitschko's was at the Canada Cup.
Yeah.
Came with fresh. I don't know if it was Ukrainian or Russia at the time.
Yeah.
But you had like Ivan Robinson was there. The Americans brought a top team most of the time.
Yeah.
It was a big deal, and a lot of countries, and Canada really did a great job at that show. It was in Ottawa. It was promoted well. It was well run. It was just the heyday, glory days of boxing back then. And, some big, you're rubbing shoulders with some big guys that you don't know are going to be big guys until you're done. 30 years later, you look and you say, hey, I know that guy.
Right?
So what happened to it then? Why is it no longer, was it politics? Was it boxing politics?
Politics, probably a little bit of money, probably leading up to the way boxing is, amateur boxing is nowadays. You know, it's on the downfall. It's been there for a few years. So I think it was just a lot of different factors. So no real reason for it. I think it was a lot of funding as well.
Yeah, because I don't know who actually ran the Canada Cup, whether it was Boxing Canada, Boxing Ontario. I have no idea who ran it. So probably whoever was running it was just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Big moment, like a moment. Yeah. I do know Boxing Ontario is trying to bring back a legends tournament, which would be very similar to start inviting, different countries to bring back something.
Something I've noticed is that there's really, for amateur boxing specifically in Canada, there is really, I don't feel like there's anything where multiple countries are really invited and brought in, and it's like a big deal.
Yeah, that needs to change.
It needs to change, for sure.
And it is a big deal for a lot of these countries because, they get to come to Canada. And it was in Ottawa. They all know about, the Parliament buildings and things along those lines. So it was a big trip for them, and they always wanted to make it to Canada.
And I was going to say, it's a big deal to come to Canada, but tell me a story about, because wherever you go, right, people generally love Canadians.
Oh, they do.
Tell me a story about somewhere you went where you got, some sort of special treatment or something happened because you're Canadian.
Oh, and I want to know where you went, where they asked if you lived in an igloo.
That would be the USA. That would be the USA. I went to Texas, and they're like, hey, do you live in Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry, my American friend.
To Sonia's point, there are trips that you go on, Indonesia and stuff like that. You start talking, you're from Canada. Oh, do you drive a dog sled to where you got to go, like to school or to work? So, I mean, you're not far off, Sonia. You're not far off.
Right.
I would, we were always treated great everywhere we went because we were Canadians, and we really noticed it. I think it was one trip. It was, I think it was in India. We went to India and stuff, and they found out we were Canadians, and they just invited us over to their houses, and just because they wanted to meet Canadians. We were with the American team as well. They didn't get invited, so I think we were the choice at the time. But everybody thinks they see the Canada flag on your shoulder or on your back, and they just think of friendly people.
Yeah, no, so cool. And, we did say 10-time Canadian champion and 2-time Olympian. Which Olympic Games did you attend?
1992 in Barcelona, Spain, and then in 1996 in Atlanta, Georgia.
Do you have a question about that? I do, but...
Well, I mean, my question would be, which one did you prefer? Which one was more fun for you? I'd personally pick Barcelona because Atlanta, Georgia is Atlanta, Georgia. And Barcelona is Barcelona. But I could be wrong.
No.
Muhammad Ali, Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, but Barcelona.
Okay.
Barcelona was very, very cool. It was it was the first one, so it was a dream of a lifetime. You actually make it to Barcelona. It was a lot of culture in that Olympics. A lot of you had the opera stars doing all the singing and opening ceremonies and things along those lines. And then you got to tour a little bit of the architecture and all that kind of stuff that was there. But Atlanta was the 100th anniversary or 100th year or something, centennial. The centennial one. And as you know, the Americans do things amazing. I mean, they do things up big time. I mean, the opening ceremonies, the closing ceremonies. I mean, back in our day, there was Boys to Men was there. Celine Dion was there. We're rubbing shoulders with Celine Dion and David Foster. And like everybody was there. Paul Schaefer was there doing the band with B.B. King and Stevie Wonder. And so, I mean, that's a show. And that's a show you're not going to buy a ticket to, because you'll never, ever see that kind of show ever again. And it was just an amazing experience. You're also rubbing shoulders with some of the biggest celebrities in all the world that all went to Atlanta, from rock stars like Carlos Santana to George Foreman to Smokin' Joe Frazier. You got Mandela. I met Mandela and Muhammad Ali. I mean,
everybody.
They're all there. You're rubbing shoulders with them. And I sit down a lot of the times and people say, "Oh, I heard you were a boxer. Tell me a story," or whatever. So, I throw out. So I got my picture with blah blah blah, and I met Mandela and I met the Queen, and
You met the Queen.
Yeah, like young Queen. Like I think that was in the 90. That was in the 90s, wasn't it? Early 90s.
1998. That was 98 in Madagascar and Kuala Lumpur. But you start talking to these people, and they don't really. If they don't know you, you feel like they think you're pulling their leg, or this kid's just talking and he's just full of bull crap, whatever. It's not till they go back and they Google a little bit. They say, "Oh, look at this stupid guy said this, blah, 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 blah." And then they come back the next day, like say it's at a hockey tournament or something, and they say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't really believe you at first, but I went online and you get your picture with Mandela." I says, "I'm not going to tell a story that isn't true."
Very cool.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. It's a lot of special memories.
Yeah.
And I think that's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. And one of the things that I find from retired boxers and coaches is the memories you have are not a certain victory. It's the trip going to somewhere. It's the journey. That's the story. You always hear about the journey, not about, "Oh yeah, that moment I got my hand raised and I got the medal." Like nobody talks about that, right? And so I always encourage kids. It's like, listen, enjoy the journey, because these are the things that we're going to talk about. When you're older. Would you agree?
I agree 100%. And I did some podcasts and stuff, and we had some of the future Olympians on with us, and. I just told them, enjoy the ride, man, because this is a small part of your life. From the time you're born to the time you're pushing your grandkids on a swing, sports takes up this much of your life. Yeah. So make the absolute most of it. And like I told, I think I told Mandy and some of the other kids that were coming up, document it, take pictures, take pictures with, at the trials, take pictures of, with the people that you're meeting the whole bit. Remember these people, because you're at an event that 10 years down the road, these guys are going to be pros. Some of them are going to be really good pros. I mean, I just for an example, I met up with Floyd Mayweather at the Golden Gloves. I fought Floyd in the Golden Gloves. He was just a little kid, 16 years old or whatnot, but I knew this kid is going to be good. This kid is going to be great. So look what happened. It's just, it's an amazing time. And I have, thank God, a picture of, little Floyd and little Dom Filane together, so.
Great picture.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's amazing. So, I mean, it's just.
Well, and especially now when it's so easy and accessible to us to take those pictures. You don't have to get your disposable camera and click and carry your big bulky digital camera when it came out, and then go and get that. It's so easy to create, like, to save those little memories and those little flashes of a second.
Yeah, it
There's
is.
a key takeaway. There's
So
one right
easy.
there.
Sorry?
Yeah. I said, it's a key takeaway. That's one right there, right? Document the journey.
Yeah, because it like Sonia said, it's easy right now. Nowadays, it's easy. Back in my day, we had to have a camera. We had to have the film. So you had to buy $25 worth of film. You only had 24 shots. So you had to make sure that they were great shots or good shots. Then you had to go get them developed, which was another 20, 25 bucks, maybe 30 if you wanted to take a gamble and get doubles just in case. You know,
Right more the
now I've got
So
1,000.
all our younger viewers right now, what we're talking about, you can Google it, Google photography, and you will get a history of what we're talking about.
It's in the flash. Like, okay, hold on. Let it start. Wait, hold on. Now.
And there was no cell phone.
Charging sound.
Oh my
And no
gosh,
cell
yeah.
Old, okay, everybody. We're not old.
No.
I'm not old.
I just know the history. I know the history of photography. That's how come I got to figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're not old.
No.
No, very young.
Okay, so Dominic, now we've come to the part where you get to help us a little bit, because what's going to happen is in episode 50, Sonia is going to have her first ever boxing match.
Oh, wow.
And yeah,
I know.
yeah, and all of her training is taking place right here on this show. So we spend a few minutes every show trying to give her some new skills to learn and develop. And then episode 50, she's going to come out and she is going to just unleash all of these skills on, we don't know yet who it's going to be on.
I feel like you know, and you already have it planned because I know you so well, that this already set in your mind and you're just refusing to tell me.
I don't know. Really, I don't know. It depends how good you get. You're getting pretty good. Like, honestly, no kidding. No kidding. You're actually getting pretty good.
Okay, but can we pick someone who's like...
You don't want a challenge?
I do want a challenge.
You don't like challenge in life?
Okay, but like I either want like a challenge where I'm going to get my ass whooped and I'm just okay with it because I took that massive leap, or I would just like a fraction of a chance.
Okay, all right. There we go. So what we're going to do is maybe one of your favorite punches. Well, you're going to show Sonia one of your favorite punches. All right, I'm going to get my focus.
I'm going to get my gloves.
All right.
Oh, you know what I should do?
So Scully, we did the two. And was it the two, right? Lean into the two?
No, he did
the jab.
Lean into the jab.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm going to look like a southpaw.
Oh, yeah.
Because I am. Any future opponents watching, I am a southpaw. But I'm not.
It's a camera trick.
It's to fool whoever I have to. Whoever you make me fight will be fooled. Secret advantage.
Number one, give me your number one important characteristic for a beginner, for a novice fighter. So someone under 10 fights. Number one characteristic. What's the number one thing they got to possess to be a good fighter, a novice fighter? What do you think?
Hands up. Hands up.
Hands up.
Hands up at all times. At all times.
I think I've heard that before.
Yeah.
Is that an Adrian? That might be an Adrian. That might be a Coach Adrian now. Yeah.
I like it because every time I know, and I get it.
Yeah.
I'm really bad for it too. I'll end up dropping a little bit so they're down here because I feel like I can see better.
Yeah.
But anybody else who does it, I'm like, what are you doing? Put your hands down.
So before we do this, I got to do one more thing.
Okay.
Because, like I said, we both shared the same great coach, Adrian, master coach, Adrian, to the rescue. And I want you to give me something he said to you in a fight, in his voice. Like, so for me, I don't know who I was fighting. I come back to the corner after the first round, and he's like, "See, why you let him touch you? Why this guy not you're not on your level? Why you let him touch you like that?"
I love that.
Why you let him touch you? All right, so give me what's something memorable that Coach Adrian said to you between a round and before a fight or something. You got to give it to him in his voice.
Is this a family show?
We can make it a non-family show. This episode has happened. You wouldn't be the first.
Oh my gosh.
Adrian, you come back to the corner. A bastard! Why don't you throw no punches? More punch.
Yeah, amazing.
I'm gonna say Dominic's accent.
Do you think Dominic's accent?
Way better.
I don't know.
No,
It's kind of Italian.
It was very good, and it brought back a lot of memories. I mean, we were in the gym a lot with Adrian, and Sid was there, you know, a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And you know, I've got a picture of I think it was my birthday cake or whatever, and Sid's right there. He's just drooling to have the first piece. You know, 106 pounds.
I think he had that, Dominic.
Yeah. I had to cut weight too back then.
I'm talking about. No.
All right.
All right.
What punch do you want her to? Do you want to give her? Sure.
Well, my favorite combination or favorite punch, and it's just a 2-punch, is jab to the body and straight right up top. That's now say Sid's throwing a. Well, you're southpaw though, eh? Is this reversed?
It's reversed. It's reversed.
Yeah.
So you can say yeah. To jab the body.
Like sort of slipping.
Oh, like you're slipping.
Coming up.
You're slipping. So be like
Yes.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Boom.
Quick.
And then.
Yeah.
All right. Ready?
Okay.
So it's,
Jab to the body.
okay. Again. Let's switch. Give him a different angle so we can make the pressure. All right. Ready?
Okay.
Not bad. Any tweaks you want to make on that?
No, just like the jab. Just when you jab to the body, you almost just touch it. It's just more of a fake. So then come right back up. So the right hand.
I got it.
The top shot is a good one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Boom!
Yeah.
I forgot the move.
Boom!
Explosive. Perfect.
Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. One more. And down goes Camara. Down goes. Did I let it out?
Camara.
She would take me in.
Yeah.
But I feel great about it.
Nice.
Thank
you for that.
Your first fight.
That's right.
I mean, if you're gonna go, you may as well just go big, right? It's a one and only.
I love it.
I think I saw some comments.
Oh, we do?
Yeah. Let's get to those before we get to our final question, our rapid fire.
We had Phoenix always hears it from David as well. Hands up.
Hands up.
Hands up.
Hands up, chin down.
Right.
Simple stuff.
And let's see. Oh, Phoenix also does not miss the days of film. I mean, I kind of do. There was something very satisfying about pulling out that roll and being like, going into a dark room and clipping. There was something satisfying about it. And she also says Barcelona sounds more fun, even though Atlanta does have gambling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you meet Muhammad Ali?
Yes.
Jealous.
Yes.
He did.
Yeah.
And
I'm saying
with that story, he was walking into the cafeteria, and who was he with was Angelo Dundee. Now, if you know boxing, you know Angelo Dundee is a world-class trainer, manager, coach, world-class guy. My dad sat with Angelo watching my fight at the Olympics, so I got to know him through my dad, and we sat with him, watched some of the fights. He was walking with Muhammad Ali into the cafeteria, and he says, "Hey, Dominic," and I'm like, "Oh my God, he still remembers me." Yeah, Angelo. He says, "You know the champ?" Everybody knows the champ, of course. Yeah. Give me your camera. I'll get a picture. So the picture I got with Muhammad Ali is taken by Angelo Dundee.
Taken by Angelo Dundee.
Angelo Dundee. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. I was just happy to have the picture, but that story is even better.
It's a pretty same story. Can't be upset with that one.
No,
that's a good story. I like that.
All right. It's rapid fire. So we are going to ask you one question. We can ask you anything. Anything. You've already agreed to this and you signed up on it. We can ask you anything.
The minute you agree to be on the show.
Anything, you're to answer it.
Okay.
All right. So, who's going first?
You.
All right. Well, this is an easy transition. One photo that you wish you had taken. One photo with like somebody you met or whatever. You're like, oh man, I wish I'd taken that. You missed it. Did you get everyone?
There is one.
Yeah.
I have. Rocket Richard. You know the hockey player, Maurice
Richard?
Rocket Richard.
Yeah.
We sat on the plane with him going to. They were going to Vancouver to play in an alumni game. We were going to Argentina. First time in my whole entire life, I packed my camera, I didn't take it with carry-on. I packed it. So it was on the plane there. So we got Brad Horty. You know Brad Horty from Alberta?
Yeah, Brad Horty.
Coach?
Yeah.
He took a picture of me and Rocket Richard, the whole bit. We went to Argentina. We grabbed his film because there was a couple other guys on the team that also got their pictures with him and got the film developed. There was no pictures of Rocket Richard. There was me and Brad Horty's thumb. I was so upset, so mad, so it ruined my trip. And that's, you tell people you got your picture with this guy, or you met this guy. They only believe you because they see the picture. I tell people I met Maurice the Rocket Richard on a plane. I bought him a beer on the plane. Blah, blah, blah. Nobody believes me. Why? There's no picture. That is my regret.
I love that.
Did you keep that? Did you keep the picture with the thumb?
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
Please, you had-
I got
Yeah,
his brother.
awesome. That's
I got
great.
my picture
I
with his
just
brother,
all,
the
my mom
rocket,
is
but not
watching.
The rocket.
My mom is watching right now, and she is a mom. I love you. She is the worst for that.
Oh, the picture
Always
taker?
a fingernail.
Oh, Mom
always
took
a
that. Mom took
or
that.
like if we were to stand perfectly centered in the middle of the screen, but then the photo would be like this, and you'd be
all right.
She's gotten a lot better.
Okay, I will not ask your mom to take
She's
pictures.
gotten a lot. No, she's gotten a lot better. But
No.
if
I love
my
your
dad
mom.
is there, ask him first. Okay.
Ask your
Just
dad.
ask him first.
Will do.
Yeah. Okay. So
Time for your question.
my question is, speaking, we've got the photos and everything like that, and we've had wonderful adventures all around the world. If you had to pick one country other than Canada to live in, where would you pick to live?
Oh.
Ooh.
You've been everywhere.
Right?
So, well, a lot of places.
Yeah, I've been. That's it. I've been to some great countries like India and Jakarta, Indonesia, and Madagascar. Those places are just eye-opening experiences, and like you see the way people live in India and things along those lines. So we're very fortunate to be in Canada. But like a country like Ireland, I think is somewhere. It's sort of close. It's sort of a neat experience was in Ireland. I kind of liked that experience, as well as New Zealand. New Zealand was a little bit closer to the way the Canadians lived and stuff. One of those two places, I would say. But I love living in Canada, and I don't really want to change anything. Other than maybe move to Hawaii. Maybe that might be a little bit different. So,
nice.
sandals on the beach.
Hawaii would be nice.
Yeah. Well, maybe not Hawaii. There's like volcanoes that are.
That's something to see.
But they're like ready to burst. I don't think I feel like being melted.
Okay. Yeah.
Not my thing. There's, it's Anguilla.
Oh, Anguilla.
You gotta live in Anguilla.
Okay. I'm gonna look it up.
You should. It's beautiful. Also lost a brand new watch. Lost it in the ocean there because it was too beautiful. She forgot it was on.
I always joke and I say that you're the mayor of Scriber. I don't know if you are. Are you the mayor of Scriber? I just know like this guy.
He does. He truly does joke about it. It's hilarious.
Well, I gotta tell you, he reps Scriber, Ontario. Like he reps it. Like I'm just like he must be the mayor because he reps it so hard. Yeah, just want to thank you for taking the time to meet with us, chat with us, share those amazing stories, inspire some of the young upcoming fighters, encourage us all to really document our journeys while we're here, right? Like, let's snap a photo right now.
I can't. We're using the. Do you want to do it?
All right, he's good.
Okay, wait, okay, you're gonna have to screenshot it.
I don't think I got it.
There's a thumb in there somewhere. No, listen. Thanks so
That
much.
would be the best, actually.
Okay.
That would be my new favorite photo.
Wishing you all the
Yes.
best and all the things that you're involved in, because I know you've got the you're still doing the clothing line, still doing that. And I see you out doing hockey stuff. You're very active, getting out to all these boxing reunions. Listen, man, just keep on doing. Be safe. All the best to you and your family. And looking forward to seeing you at one of the fights sometime soon.
Maybe you should come. Oh, you can't.
Yeah.
Well, if I get to see you on May 6th, Dominic, I look forward to us taking a lovely photo to add to the collection. And thank you again for joining us. And I know you are currently at a hockey tournament for leading into this weekend. So please wish your team good luck this weekend in their tournament.
I will. And thank you guys so much for having me on your show. You know, it's remembering the old guys. So I really appreciate it.
Awesome. Anytime, brother.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Guys.
Everybody else, we will see you in 2 weeks. And in 2 weeks, it will be super, super fun because Sid will either be at an airport or in Calgary, undecided at this time.
But I will be here on the show.
But he will be here on the show, and I will be here in the center on the show, and we will have a super fabulous guest joining us who has an upcoming fight as well.
Are we going to tell them who the guest is?
No, I hate telling
Yeah.
everyone who
Okay.
the guest
They
is.
gotta check back in.
They got to check back
Check
in.
the
They got to
Instagram,
look
check
for
the
the
YouTubes.
countdown. It's more fun,
Let's make it happen.
right?
All right.
All right, everybody, have a great weekend.
Oh,
Thanks
and
for
don't
joining
forget to
us.
check out the fight. The fight this weekend, Tank and Garcia.
It's true. Oh,
Let's go.
Dominic, who do you have as winning?
I like Tank. I like Tank.
He's a smart guy.
He is
Smart
a
guy.
smart guy.
Round seven.
And
Round
anybody,
seven, he's going to send him
Round
to
seven.
heaven.
do you want to bet on that?
I already got Bujo bet me.
So you can't do 2 bets?
Okay, fine. Off the screen.
Yeah, off screen. For those who are currently live right now, this Saturday we are having a Team Destiny get-together to celebrate our team that is going to Calgary Cup in the first weekend of May. So if you are in Kitchener and you would like to come and meet Team Destiny and
eat food
and watch the fights with us,
That's right.
come on down, DM us, let us know. We'll hook you up.
King Street in Kitchener.
All right? Have a great day.
See you,
Thank
bye.
you so much, Dominic.
Thank you.
Have a great night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.